Bursting bubbles is on the bucket list for the Blues as we kick off the start of a busy bunch of bouts this weekend. Chelsea take on our East London rivals West Ham United in our 5th game of the Premier League season at the London Stadium. But who will start and how can we best our opponents in this match? Lads, lasses and the rest of the masses, welcome back to the lead-in. Let's go. So let's firstly set the scene and then we'll get into some predicted lineups. It's Chelsea versus West Ham, a fixture that has a rich and extensive history going back to the 1920s in the old Division 1. Our recent history, however, has been a bit topsy-turvy, with both teams trading wins and losses in the last few years. Last season was no different, with West Ham beating us early on in the campaign 3-1 even after a red card, and us responding late on in the season with a resounding 5-0 battering at the Bridge. Let's briefly touch on our opponents first. West Ham are currently sitting 6 places below us, 14th in the Premier League after the first 4 games of the season, winning 1 and drawing 1, but losing 2 games at home in the process. I make that distinction intentionally because it's important to note that this is a home fixture for the Irons, where they have been struggling lately, with Chelsea coming into this game as a team that plays much better away from home. Let's take a look at their transfer business this summer. Firstly, their outgoings. They have lost a lot of players, but apart from James Ward-Prowse, not many of them are too impactful in my opinion. They've shipped away their ageing centre-backs, but they've been replaced. Ben Rama has gone, but has been replaced. Ben Johnson has gone and has been replaced. Nothing too eventful there. Their incomings, however, are more juicy, with some arguing that they won the transfer window, bringing in the likes of Wan-Bissaka, Crescencio Somerville, Niklas Füllkrug, Luis Guilherme, Guido Rodriguez, and of course Max Kilman, who is a great addition at the back. So far though, that great success in the window has not translated into great success in the league, and they'll be looking to change that here against us. That being said, let's take a look at the possible lineup for this West Ham team, and see what we will be up against. Firstly, let's talk absentees. The Hammers are without a couple of players. Niklas Füllkrug and ex-Chelsea left-back Emerson Palmieri are both doubts for this fixture, so may not be included in this game. I'll be putting Julian Lopetegui's side into the 4-1-4-1 style formation that he's used numerous times so far this season, with a few changes due to absentees and form. First up in goal is going to be Alphonse Areola. Pretty straightforward decision here, he's their number 1 and retains his place from the 1-1 draw to Fulham. The defence is going to be slightly changed. First, in at right back I'm going to be putting in Vladimir Kufal. This may seem strange, but it'll make sense in a moment here. The centre-back duo is going to be the growing partnership between Konstantinos Mavropanos on the right and new boy Max Kilman on the left. Finally, at left back is going to be a change. As Emerson is a doubt for this one, I'll be putting in Aaron Wan-Bissaka here, as I think he offers more than Cresswell. Moving into the midfield, we'll start with a holding role. The ever-present in this position so far has been new signing Guido Rodriguez, who will continue from here in my opinion. Ahead of him is a line of 4, so we'll start on the right. Club captain Jared Bowen of course starts here. In the centre we see something a bit strange, as Thomas Soucek plays slightly further up the pitch alongside, place your bets everybody, Lucas Paquetá, who's in a more natural position on the left. Finally, finishing off this line, I'm going to be putting in summer signing Crescencio Somerville, though Kudus is certainly an option too. Finally, up top in the striker role will once again be a change. Füllkrug is a doubt as mentioned earlier, and Antonio has been utterly woeful so far this season, so I'll be putting in Danny Ings after his late leveller off of the bench last weekend. That's just a brief look at what their team could look like. Perhaps we see some more rotations depending on West Ham's strategy though. Now let's turn our attention to Chelsea and see what our lineup for this game could be. We don't have too many absentees for this one. In fact, there's just one confirmed player that won't play, that being the injured Reece James. Malo Gusto and Romeo Lavia have both returned to training, as have Enzo Fernandez and Kiernan Dewsbury-Hall, who missed the previous fixture due to illness. Apart from that, everyone is available for this one, so I'll be putting Enzo Maresca's Chelsea team in the 4-3-3 formation once again, with not many changes from our late win versus Bournemouth. Starting with the goalkeeper, I'm going to be putting in Robert Sanchez. He was excellent in the previous match and fully deserves another start. For the back 4, I'm going to be changing things a little bit here. Despite him returning to training, I think it's too early to rush Gusto back into the right back spot, so I'll be putting in Tosin Adarabioyo instead, who came into that role off of the bench and looked far more comfortable than Axel Disasi. The centre-back partnership will not change, so Wesley Fofana and Levi Colwill remain at the back. Finally, at left back will be Marc Cucurella, who was another shining light in that performance against the Cherries. Moving into the midfield, there's going to be a bit of change, however in the holding role will remain Moises Caicedo. Like Gusto, I don't expect Lavia to be starting so soon after his injury. Next to him though will be some change. Though Renato Vega had a very impressive showing, I don't expect him to remain in the team, as Enzo Fernandez comes back in alongside Cole Palmer. Ahead of them in the attacking roles, let's start on the right. Noni Madueke will start here once again. I see no reason for him to be dropped, though Pedro Neto will be knocking on that door. Over on the left is a no-brainer in my opinion. Our player of the match last time out, Jadon Sancho, gets his first start in a Chelsea shirt. Finally, up top will be Nicholas Jackson. Despite Nkunku scoring our winner, I still think that Nico provides more as a 9, and I don't foresee him losing his place. Apart from that, I think this is a solid team and perfectly capable of beating West Ham, and we'll talk about how in a little bit. But before we do, it's time for today's comment question of the day, so answer me this. If we win this game, we'll be on 10 points in 5 games, so do you think that's a good return for Enzo Maresca, and why? Let me know in the comments down below with QOTD at the start as always, and I'll heart my favourite answers. Now let's take a look at how Chelsea can navigate this game tactically and see how we can beat the Hammers in this game. But before that, I just wanted to ask you guys to follow me on my other socials, the main one being my Twitter, or X. Over 18,000 of you subscribe to me on this channel, but only 400 of you follow me over there. If everyone that's watching this video could follow me over there, we could easily hit over 1,000 on that account, I believe. I live tweet every single Chelsea game, and I'm also allowed to be a bit more unfiltered over there, so you're missing out. Also, if you like shorter content, I do have a TikTok too. I've been recently posting some teasers on my YouTube shorts, but the full videos will be on my TikTok, and that's where I'll be kind of doing more fun, less analytical, and a bit more jokey things and or rants. So for that type of content, you can go see me over there. I appreciate you guys as always, and hope to see you guys over on those other platforms too. Now let's get back to the video. So here we have the team as always. Let's move them into the positions they'll actually be playing in game, I would theorise. So obviously we're not going to be seeing Tosin Adarabioyo play as a right back. He's obviously going to shift over when Cucurella is the player that kind of inverts here. Obviously this pushes Colwill out to the wide left, which is not the greatest position for him. I think he's much better centrally. Likewise, I don't think that Fofana is particularly good centrally either. I think he's better when he's playing a bit wide, but this is kind of what we have to do for now. In fact, we could actually see this swap with Fofana play here and Tosin play in the centre, which I think is a bit more balanced. I think Tosin is a much better central centre-back than Fofana is. I'll leave it how I think we're actually going to play though, which is with Tosin on the right side. And then obviously Caicedo is going to play as this holding role, who's going to move across, and Cucurella plays in this very interesting role where he kind of operates in the half space and he kind of drifts anywhere on this line really. He doesn't really have a strict inverted position in this central role, but he doesn't have a strict wide position either. He'll pop up here to receive the ball from the back and obviously progress us forward from there, but also he'll be cropping up in positions like here outside and be able to support Sancho. He'll make overlaps if he can, or he'll make like underlaps as well, because he can do that too. Obviously Sancho and Cucurella will interchange, so either one of them, depending on who's going here. Usually Sancho obviously likes to take the ball inside, and when he does do this and come inside, Cucurella can go out wide as well, but he can also come into this this inside role. What that leaves us with is this interesting situation in midfield, because obviously when Caicedo is here and Cucurella is going up high, we have this weird situation with Enzo kind of having to move into this central 10 role and Palmer being out wide right. So we could see Enzo and Palmer actually swap around in the midfield, and Palmer kind of play off of the left so he can be central here when Cucurella comes forward, or they'll kind of just switch around during the game. But I think Caicedo is going to be mainly left as this lone central midfielder here, because he doesn't have Vega next to him. Obviously Renato Vega played in this role, in this deeper role against Bournemouth, and we could have possibly see him play there again. I don't think he will though, because I think that we're going to kind of swap things around with the midfielders coming back, obviously Enzo being the main one. But if Enzo is included in this lineup, I think that this is basically what we'll kind of do, and we will hopefully see Enzo and Palmer play as these 10s with Cucurella a little bit deeper, and allow Enzo to be in that role that's kind of out here supporting Sancho. But obviously we saw how good Cucurella played when he was playing on this left-hand side as a left-back, as more of a pure left-back, but obviously inverting a little bit as well. Now let's talk about our opponents, West Ham. And I'm going to be a bit more brief with this one. I'm not going to go into as much detail as I did the Bournemouth preview, but I will highlight some of their strengths and weaknesses and kind of what we kind of have to look out for them. First things first, we know that despite them wanting to get a lot of possession, they are probably going to sit back in this game against us. It's just kind of a thing that happens against us all the time. Obviously they'll have their own spells of possession, but for the most part they will sit back and they'll try and counter-attack on us. And the reason why that is important to kind of point out is that West Ham are very, very good on the transition. They always have been. Obviously they have this is interesting formation that they're kind of playing now is like a 4-4-1 or 4-1-4-1 rather, or it sometimes ends up as a 4-4-2. Socek kind of supporting the striker, which is a bit weird because obviously he's kind of usually a deeper player. Obviously Guido Rodriguez playing in this holding role, but on the transition, the wingers that they have, obviously they have Somerville on this left hand side now, or sometimes Mo Kudus, who will play here. Obviously on the right hand side you have Bowen, who is just incredibly deadly, one of the best wingers in the league. And in general, as I said, on the transition, they are very, very good at going from back to front very, very quickly, especially down these wide channels. And we kind of spoke about this in the Bournemouth preview, but because of the way that we set up and the way that we invert one of our fullbacks, the wide areas are always going to get more exposed than they would usually do, because we don't have the players out here to immediately defend against players that get high up here, for example, like Bowen. Again, Colwill being out wide here is not going to be the best 1v1 defender in these wide scenarios. He's more suited to being central, so that is a problem for him. Obviously, again, on the other side, Tosin is not a natural right back, so he's not going to have the same kind of prowess of playing in these wide areas when he's more suited to being defending from central areas. So they can definitely catch us out in those regards. We know how direct Bowen is when he cuts onto his left foot, and he can always bend one into the far corner or just go the other way and put balls across into the box for their main striker. The striker situation for West Ham is a bit different, because obviously I've put in Danny Ings in my preview because I think Antonio has just genuinely been quite poor. This could be Füllkrug, but he's down for this game with an injury, so I'm not sure if he would play. I think that Füllkrug would play if he is fit enough to play. And obviously he is very, very good in the box as a pure number 9. So when they get into these attacking scenarios, into these areas with Bowen and stuff, we're going to be under the cosh. And if we keep allowing them to get on these transitions, if we are playing with the majority of the ball high up the pitch, then they will be able to create opportunities against us. There's no doubt about that. Now, the other thing to mention is, of course, they are a very, very tall team. They've got very good centre-backs with Kilman and Mavropanos in the left and right centre-back spots. They've got Socek in the middle, who's always been deadly, 6'4", very good leap. Obviously, the striker, if they do have Antonio, he's good in the air, but also Füllkrug's good in the air. They've got Guido Rodriguez, who's quite tall. They've got Lucas Paquetá on this left-hand side, who's quite tall. They're always going to be very, very good from set pieces because they are a very tall team. But not only that, but the main thing is that they've also, in the situation that I've put them in here with the right back being Kufal, he is a long thrower, which we've seen this happen countless times with West Ham on the side. When they have the long throw, he can line the ball into the box pretty comfortably. And if we do give away silly set pieces or throw-ins and stuff, we know that we're going to be under trouble there. We've not dealt with set pieces in our own box particularly well so far this season, which is kind of disappointing because we expected to see some improvement in that regard with Bernardo Cueva coming in. We haven't really seen that yet. We've seen a few goals coming from set pieces in the opposite box, but our defensive scenarios haven't been the greatest, so we'll have to watch out for that, especially because, yeah, it's always a problem with West Ham whenever we face them, especially away from home. They are very, very good in the box and are very good from set pieces. They obviously have very good deliverers of set pieces from the wide areas. The one solace that we do have is that they do not have James Ward-Prowse in the team, because he's gone on loan to Nottingham Forest, I believe. So that's a bit of a better thing for us in terms of the set pieces, but not very much. I think they're still going to have very good delivery from Bowen, for example, from Crescencio Somerville on this left-hand side. Even Paquetá, if he decides to be over the ball, they could definitely cause us issues from set pieces. Another one of their strengths that I've noticed from the games they've played so far this season is the fact that they play a very, very high line and a very, very intense high press. So they will push their back four all the way up to the halfway line, very similar to how Spurs do, and they'll keep the ball with Kilman or Mavropanos, and they'll try and create openings with their centre-backs pushed up really, really high. Obviously, what that does is that forces us to go back into our own box, and when they do have their players in here, like Bowen and Crescencio Somerville, and obviously their striker, we will have to be penned back into our box and have to be very defensively astute here, because they will be putting on a lot of pressure. Now, the reason why I mention this, and the reason why I think it's interesting, is that though it's one of their strengths, we kind of have a fun dynamic here with the central midfield that happens, because obviously, as I mentioned, they almost play this like a 4-4-2 at times, with Socek, despite being a defensive midfielder, going high up to kind of support the striker, which is very bizarre. And they have Guido Rodriguez obviously playing in this deeper role, and Paquetá also trying to get high when he can. And it's an interesting situation because it depends on who they play, right? If they play Alvarez, they're probably going to play with 2 sitting players here, which they might do considering they might be under the cosh in this game, and we probably will get the majority of possession, so they might play with 2 central defensive mids. We're not sure yet. If they do play with Souček, he's going to be up here, and they will obviously try and find those 2 in the box with long passes, which isn't what we kind of expect from a quote-unquote Spanish side in a way, in the fact that obviously the manager is a Spaniard and will play that type of Spanish football where they like to pass it. One thing they do very, very well is when they have it in these deeper positions, is they pass it around the back very quickly and try to create openings before the teams can kind of shuffle over to deal with the ball going over the flanks. And obviously they do play very, very wide. They try and get it to their creative players out wide and take on players. That will be one facet of their game which we kind of see in this game, especially from the right hand side. We know how good Bowen is. I think Cucurella is going to be very, very important in this game, not only offensively, as I'll kind of touch on in a little bit, but also defensively, trying to shut him down. And obviously Sancho, we know how his work rate can't be the greatest at times. We will need to see him dropping deep and trying to help out here, especially if Kufal is trying to make the overlaps, because we know he likes to do that too. Also likes to make underlaps and runs into the box here too, so we'll have to be watching out for that. But yeah, they like to put really, really loads of pressure on you and just kind of sit on top of you when they do have the ball. The reason why this is interesting, and the reason why I think that we can kind of look at this in as a good thing and also as a bad thing for West Ham, is the fact that because they play this very high line, they are very, very prone to being exposed on transitions themselves. We saw this against Manchester City, we saw it against Fulham. Every single time they played with their ball up high like this, if they lost the ball and say their pass didn't go well, or the striker loses it, or someone gets an intercepted pass, like Caicedo would get an intercepted pass, they are so exposed going the other way, because if the wingers are able to get into this space, there's so much space in behind for them to run into, and obviously the only players that can kind of deal with that is going to be the 2 centre-backs who are running back if one of the fullbacks is committed, and Guido Rodriguez, who is obviously coming back, but he is not the greatest in terms of recovery pace. He is a little bit slow from what I've seen. Maybe that's just the small sample size, what we've seen in a West Ham shirt, but he doesn't look like the quickest. If we can get on the counter very quickly with players like Madueke, who is very pacey, and drive at the West Ham final third, we'll probably create openings that way. And we know how good our team can be on transition, especially with Palmer being able to play passes over the top, Jackson, who's a very willing runner, not only through the center channel but through the wide channels too, especially the left channel. And we can definitely expose them and get opportunities that way. We know how good Alphonse Areola is in goal. Hopefully he doesn't have a very good game, because a lot of the time that seems to happen with us, with opposition goalkeepers kind of showing up against us. Hopefully we don't see that in this game and we can get some goals on the counter. The other thing which I kind of wanted to mention is the fact that, again, small sample size, but from the games that we've seen so far, in general, this back four for West Ham have been very, very disorganised. They haven't dealt very well with balls playing into the box, and kind of when balls are fizzed into the area from a player like, for example, Cole Palmer, who would be out here trying to create things when our team is high up the pitch. They have not dealt with the second balls very well, and they have also not always managed, despite them being very good on the transition, they've not always managed to be able to play their way out of trouble, and they kind of keep giving it back to teams. We saw this a lot against City, but obviously we know how good City are. We can try and force those same errors and try and kind of throw off the rhythm, as it were, because they are a team that is trying to gel. That's one thing that we kind of know from them, is that obviously Julian Lopetegui ball hasn't really clicked yet, and I think a lot of the West Ham fans would agree with me when they kind of said, I've seen a lot of people saying in comments and stuff that he just feels like a Spanish Moyes, and they haven't really changed much, and they haven't really gone up, they haven't really gone down, but one thing is that they're obviously trying to learn this new style of football that he's trying to implement, and it's just not working yet. Obviously it's very early in the season, and in this game we might see it finally click. We don't know. From what I've kind of watched, they haven't looked the greatest in terms of organisation, and they have conceded a few goals this year so far already, so hopefully we can kind of take advantage of that. Obviously we've seen as well, and it's worth mentioning just as a caveat, that some of their players just personally haven't played very well. I think the two which I can kind of highlight is specifically Antonio has been very, very poor, and so has Souček. And maybe the Souček being poor thing has kind of come off this weird position that he's playing, where he's almost playing as a pseudo striker half the time. I'm not particularly sure, but that is obviously worth noting, is that some players individually have just been poor, but in general, it's just from what I've seen, their organisation at the back hasn't been the greatest. The other thing I will just suggest is the fact that they are very narrow defensively as well. They like to kind of pack these two lines of four. Obviously, they're playing in this 4-1-4-1 type of thing. They like to pack the two almost in a 4-5-1 at times, with one of the like centre mids kind of tucking in, and obviously both wingers tucking in. They defend very, very narrow, and obviously that makes it very, very difficult to play through the centre, because there's not very much space here, and that's kind of what they're aiming to do. But as I've kind of mentioned in multiple videos in the past, is that what that does is it creates opportunities for us out wide. And the reason why I think this is particularly important for this game is the fact that we have now got the ideal winger partnership now. We've got Maresca, who's good at taking players on. We've got Sancho, who was man of the match in the last game. Very, very good. And obviously, Cucurella coming up with him was very, very good. And a lot of our success in the Bournemouth game, obviously, though we didn't score many goals in that game, we had to get bailed out by Nkunku later on. A lot of our opportunities in that game came from this specific partnership and the way that we kind of navigated this type of scenario for Bournemouth, where they had a winger back and a fullback back, and basically being able to make the extra man count. For example, if Vega was here, obviously we've got Enzo this time. If Vega was here, being able to make either Sancho making a run out here to kind of drag the fullback out and create this space here, or Cucurella being the wide player and Sancho kind of driving inwards with the ball and occupying this player and creating this kind of space for Cucurella to go around the outside. Whichever way it was, we were basically fashioning chances on this right hand side. And the reason why I pick out this right hand side specifically is because obviously Palmer and Madueke, despite being excellent, they don't have the fullback support from Tosin. He's not going to be able to get up the pitch and kind of act as this marauding fullback that's going to make overlaps. That's just not the type of player he is. Obviously, Caicedo could kind of do that at times, but he's going to occupy this holding role and be a bit more deep, in my opinion. And the other thing about this right-hand side is it very depends on who's playing here. Obviously, we've got a big question mark on the striker. We've kind of already discussed that. One thing we've seen Lopetegui do is play Bowen, who's usually on this right-hand side, as the striker, and then move Kudus onto this right-hand side. Now, what we've kind of seen from Kudus playing on this right-hand side, that he is very lackadaisical, if to put it nicely, when he is defending, and he doesn't always come back and track back. We've seen it with our wingers. Wingers aren't tasked with doing that very often. He doesn't always track back quick enough, and obviously if we can get on the transition, or in the half transition as it were, as we're kind of playing through before they've kind of gone back, we're going to get these situations where we get these 2v1s against the fullback. And obviously Soufal is a decent player. He's not the greatest defender, I would say. I think that he's not going to be able to deal with a 2v1 every single time he defends, even though he's very, very good. And obviously I think he's much better further up the pitch, in my opinion. And if we can get these opportunities, obviously in these scenarios when we get 2v1, we can obviously get the ball to Cucurella, who can cut it across, or we can try and drive inside with Sancho to get shots off, that type of thing. Apart from that, I think this will be relatively routine for us in terms of a type of performance we're kind of going to expect. Obviously, they will try and get on the ball and get their own spells of possession, as I've kind of highlighted with their high line, how they like to get the ball and keep the ball. But for the most part, I think we're going to see the same pattern of play we've been seeing recently, where we get a lot of possession, we try and break down a stubborn defense, and whether we can do that or not will depend on how well we play in these small moments and how well we are clinically when we do get the opportunity to score. Obviously, Jackson has not been the most clinical in the box. I think that he brings a lot more value outside of the box in terms of actually building us up, which is why I've put him here instead of Nkunku. I think Nkunku is much better in the box than him, so maybe that's a switch we can make, and maybe that's a substitution that we can make that will impact the game. But for the most part, I think we just kind of need to play the way we've been playing, because I think that we're starting to get a bit of momentum now. And obviously, despite the Bournemouth performance not being fantastic, we did get that late winner, we did get extra points, we are now higher in the table than we were under Poch at this stage. We've got more points, and in general we're in a higher position than we were for 20 plus match weeks in the last season. So we've got a little bit of momentum in our sails. Obviously we're much better away from home, and this is obviously a game at the London Stadium. West Ham have not been the greatest in their own stadium recently, so maybe that gives us a little bit of a boost. Hopefully we can take advantage of that and obviously just play our game, because we know that if we're able to play the way that we want to and the way that Maresca wants to play, with our quick passing football and our good possession play and our good wing play. That's specifically, I always mention it, the 1v1 kind of wing play. If we can isolate fullback against winger or striker against centre back, that type of thing, if we can create those 1v1s, we'll always have a chance to be able to get goals from this game. I'm backing us to win, but obviously there is always the caveat that West Ham are a bit of a bogey team for us. We haven't had the greatest success rate in the recent years against them. Obviously last season we won one and lost one, so we'll have to wait and see. I think this is going to be a very close game in terms of an actual performance, but I think that we'll pull through in terms of the scoreline. For a score prediction, I'm going to be predicting a victory, but not a convincing one for Chelsea. I'm going for a 3-1 result, with Palmer, Jackson and a rogue shout of Marc Cucurella getting our goals. For the Irons, I reckon Mohamed Kudus will score off of the bench. We'll have to wait until the game to see if any of my predictions are correct, and as always, I'll be live streaming immediately after the game with Feeling Blue to review the match, so make sure you come through if you are able. But if you can't wait until then, YouTube reckons you'll enjoy one of these two videos on screen in the meantime. Thank you guys so much for watching as ever, and remember, in the rain or in the dry, keep that blue flag flying high. Come on you Blues!